You're over 40, maybe 50 or even 60, and you're asking yourself, should I build a YouTube channel? Is it too late? Am I too old? Is it the right time? Can I actually build something meaningful, something that I'm proud of? Well, let me tell you, not only is it possible, it's exactly the right time. I spent the last 20 years managing $1 billion portfolio, working with CEOs and billionaires, all after a career as a concert pianist. Then in 2015, after burning the candle at both ends for far too long, I hit a wall. My health gave out, and I knew something had to change. I went to war to recover. There was a good percentage that I would never recover, so I faced that scary possibility that I may never be able to do the work I came here to do. And when I did recover, I walked away from my management consulting career, very, very comfortable compensation, and became an entrepreneur. When I got sick, I remember that moment standing, looking at the mirror in the bathroom very early in the morning. I used to wake up really early to get ready for work and be there early. And I was looking in the mirror. It was cold November night in Canada. I was looking in the mirror and thinking, I'm done. That's it. Before I rushed to the hospital to see if I will live or die, those were my thoughts. When I started building my business online, I wasn't sure where it would lead. It is a scary thing to live an established career and everything you worked for so long and be an entrepreneur full time. And I also didn't have anyone that I knew of that I could work with to guide me through the process. So I had to find a way to succeed through trial and error, which is not the best way to do it. But eventually we hit some incredible milestones. For example, for one of my businesses, our careers podcast channel, Strategy Skills, you can look it up, consistently ranks top 10 for careers in many countries. I also built out the largest business strategy, management consulting, and critical thinking library in the world. And you can check it all out on strategytraining.com. And today I'm sharing everything I've learned about building an audience and an online business with people over 40 who have spent years honing their skills and gathering life experience and who are now ready to share their knowledge with the world. Why age is an advantage? I sometimes hear people say, YouTube is for the young, or I am too old to start now. But I've come to realize that the exact opposite is true. You have something that almost no one in 20s and 30s will have. You have depth, real wisdom, decades of experiences that can't be found in any textbook and in any quick tutorial. Your audience will connect with you because you have lived through challenges and adapted and gathered very unique combination of skills and experience and realizations, aha moments, understanding of how life actually works, how business actually works. And you have battle-tested strategies, approaches, techniques in your area of expertise. And in a world that always feels superficial, your depth will become your greatest asset because very few people will be able to compete with you based on that. And people are craving meaningful insights, real experiences, people with depth, people who actually know what they're talking about, not people who watched some course and then re-recorded that course and teaching people. People who are teaching from their experience. People who learned through years of experience, decades of experience, tested a lot of things, know what works, what doesn't work, and why certain things work and don't work. And for your area of expertise, that is what you can offer. When it comes to building your YouTube channel, the first step is finding your niche, selecting your niche. But don't overthink it, but also don't take it too lightly. I work with clients, helping them select niche that they want to focus on. And I see people often struggle with this. And they often end up selecting the wrong niche that actually cannot be easily monetized. And then they struggle and realize that they cannot actually build a good business out of it. You have already spent years developing expertise in a particular area, whether it is your career or maybe it is your hobby, or a unique perspective you have on life. But there is something that you know very well, better than most people. So you're not starting from scratch. You are starting from experience. But what you need to do is do some digging. When I work with clients, we have very in-depth process. I have this huge Excel sheet that we work through, and we really dig deep inside the person to pull out everything that is there that is important and maybe useful for us to decide what should be their niche. So don't take it lightly, but also don't stress. And you can also adjust your niche. You are not married to it. And when you're selecting your niche, you need to also think about your goals. And we will talk more about this. For me, after leaving management consulting, I built an online business by focusing on business strategy and management consulting. And later we expanded to broader leadership issues. And the YouTube channel for that business is Firms Consulting, if you want to check it out. And on iTunes, the podcast is called Strategy Skills, if you want to check out those assets of that business. When I was building that business, I knew that there was a gap in how advanced business strategy, business thinking was being taught. So I filled that gap. You can do the same. What do you know better than most? What comes naturally to you that others struggle with? That is where your opportunity lies. But before you can decide on your niche, you need to understand your goals. One of the first things you should ask yourself is, what is my goal with this channel? Do I want to make this a business? Do I want to educate, inspire? Do I want to entertain? Be intentional about it. YouTube is an incredible tool, but it works best when you use it as a lead generation platform. Yes, there is ad revenue. If you reach 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers, you can join YouTube's partner program and start earning from ads. And there are other ways to monetize your channel as well. Monetize it faster. If you want your YouTube channel to be a money-making business, this has to be taken into account when you select a niche. But the point is that when you're selecting your niche, you need to understand what you want from your channel. Do you want it to be just a legacy thing? A place where your children, your grandchildren will be able to watch you and learn from you, and you don't have to spend one-on-one time with each person, they can see it, or maybe your friends, or maybe a small circle network that you have, maybe some small community. Or you want it to be a business. You want it to actually generate income, and it can become a business. It can replace a full-time job. Not only it can replace your full-time job, it can generate significantly more than most full-time jobs at least. However, of course, that requires also to bring a lot of value, which I know you can. It's just that understanding that we need to bring a lot of value and have a good business model in place and good system. And then all of this is possible. You can do things you love. You can talk about things you love because you are selecting the niche, you are selecting the topic you're going to talk about for a very long time, and you can get paid for it. Now let's talk about consistency. In order to be successful on YouTube, it's very important to be consistent. It's important for the algorithm because it looks at your channel and decides how much they can trust you, how reliable you are of a creator. And it's also important for your followers, your subscribers. They need to know that you reliably release new content. So it makes sense for them to go and check out your channel. And there is a reasonable expectation that there will be new content for them to consume. Generally, it is believed that you need to post at least 2-3 times a week if you want to make YouTube a serious endeavor. But I understand that for many people that is difficult, but it is totally possible because you don't need to make it a very difficult thing. You can record with your phone, and we will talk more about this. All you need is a good microphone, something like this, and that is it. You use natural light. Right now I'm in front of a window. I'm not using any lights, even though I have lights in the house. Natural light always looks better. At least in most cases, it looks better. If you find the right window, the right time of the day, you will look good. And if right now all you can do is once a week, then do once a week. But try to be consistent and try to post in exactly the same time on the same day of the week. So the algorithm sees that this is what you are doing and they see you as a more serious creator. And here's the great news. Once you start, you will get better. You will become more confident in front of camera. And your content will get sharper. And you will start getting feedback from your audience through the comments. And this feedback will be invaluable. Your audience will tell you what they want to see more of and less of. And that's where you get your best ideas for future videos. And the good news is that the more you do it, the easier it will become. Just make sure you don't burn out. So go slowly, take your time, and give yourself space to enjoy it. and don't make it a stressful thing. It's better to just press record on your phone, get a microphone. If you don't have a microphone, don't use a microphone. At least have a phone, record, don't edit. If that is the only thing you can do right now, that is fine. You start recording, then you finish talking, don't worry about mistakes, you stop and you post. The point is start. You will get much better. The more you do it, the more comfortable you will become on camera, the better you will be at speaking without preparation, and the easier it will be for you to come up with what you need to say and how to say it. The key is starting. Don't let perfectionism get in the way of progress. And as you grow, you can upgrade your setup, but don't wait. The only way you will build an audience is by starting with what you have right now. Now let's talk more about monetization. We were discussing ad revenue before. Ad revenue is nice, but it is not where most of your income will come from, especially in the beginning. There are much faster ways to monetize your channel. One of the easiest ways is through affiliate marketing. You can recommend products you already use and love and can honestly recommend to people. For example, I often share tools I personally use, and if someone buys through my link, I might get a small commission. And of course, disclose it to your audience. You should always disclose it. The way you can word it is you can say, if you use my affiliate link, I will get a small commission at no additional cost to you. But of course, I'm not a lawyer. I cannot provide legal advice. I'm just sharing with you what works for me, but always check with professionals when it comes to legal matters. There are also brand deals that you can use and sponsorships. Once you start getting some views, you will get a lot of emails from brands who will be asking you to advertise their product. I get a lot of offers for my 50,000 subscribers channel, Firms Consulting, and also for my podcast, Strategy Skills. But I have my own products to promote, and I also work with affiliates and collaborate with people, so that works better for me, and it is less time consuming and more lucrative for everyone. And also it allows me to be more comfortable in everything that I recommend, because I never want to recommend something that I personally would not buy myself or not using myself or not believing that it is very good investment for my community. And of course, selling your own products, whether that is digital products, courses, coaching, merchandise, is another great way, actually probably the best way to turn your channel into a business. And that is actually a very powerful way to increase your level of contribution, because you can ensure whatever you are selling is powerful, unique, and can really help people. You can create something once off, like a course, a template, or even a list of equipment you use, and sell it over and over and over again. Just make sure always that it is very valuable, so people always get value. And then there is this fair exchange of value between you and the people that buy from you. Now let's talk about content. You don't need to post every day. Many people are afraid that they need to post a lot and they think they cannot do it. You don't need to post every day. In fact, it's not about quantity. I don't think it is about quantity, because I've seen a lot of channels that have a lot of videos and they don't really have business behind it. It's about serving the right crowd, finding the right crowd that you want to serve, that you want to help, and bringing value for them that is unique, that is powerful, that can really help them. And sometimes you can have a tiny audience of just the right people you want to work with, and you can have a 7-figure business. I would still focus on consistency though. So if you can only do one video a week, then do one video a week and post it on the same day of the week at the same time as much as possible. And that will serve you well in terms of the algorithm seeing you as a reliable creator who takes it seriously. And also for your audience, they will know when your videos are coming and it will be good for them. They will know when they need to come and check out your new video. The key is focus on sharing insights, stories, advice that can truly help people. Be intentional with everything you say. Make each piece of content something you would be proud to share with a close friend in terms of the content, in terms of the advice. Don't worry as much about the production value. In fact, I think that production value is becoming less important because people got so much of it, they don't really value that as much anymore. The key is remember that your experience, because you're over 40, you have a lot of life experience, a lot of skills, a lot of knowledge you're bringing to the table, a lot of understanding of how life actually works. That is your age. So don't worry about what others are doing. Focus on unique value that you're bringing to the table. And that is not about production quality and some crazy things you can do. All you need to focus is what you know, what is your niche. Will that niche allow you to achieve the results you want from your channel? And then focus on adding value, helping people, and making sure that your overall system, your business model, allows you to be fairly compensated for your work. YouTube is a fantastic platform to build an audience, and it is the first piece of the puzzle. Building on that, you will need to turn that audience into a thriving online business. Whether it is through creating digital products, offering services, even writing books, YouTube can be the foundation of something much bigger. And you can help someone in a meaningful way to have a much bigger, much better life. Maybe you can help someone avoid some huge pain. Maybe you had some issue that you were able to overcome and it took you years to figure out how to fix it, and you can fix it for someone. Maybe that could be your niche. The point is you can help someone in such a huge way, and it is so rewarding to meet people later on whom you helped. I just recently spoke to someone, amazing person, who actually joined one of my co-authored projects, where I co-author a book with clients and help them become a published author and promote the book and so on. And the previous books that I published became #1 bestsellers, and all authors became #1 bestsellers. Anyway, this person, she mentioned that she found me on YouTube, and at the time she could only afford my free resources. And she used the free resources to get to the next level. And then she was able to buy my books. And then she used books and free resources to get to the next level. There will be people who will come to you and say, you really helped me. You took me from point A to point B, and I never thought that I would be able to get from that point A to point B. I thought that it was out of reach for me, but you helped me. Imagine the legacy you can have. And now that person you helped, their children will have a better life. Their friends will have a better life because that person spreads the value further. You have no idea what your legacy is even going to be because you will not know everyone that you're going to help. YouTube is amazing, well beyond monetization, well beyond your ability to improve your communication skills because you will be forced to improve it. It is about legacy. It's about your ability to contribute to people on the other side of the screen and help them in a meaningful way. And you will never know how many people you helped, and your contribution will be huge.